Potato soup is always the motto. When you're feeling blue, when you're feeling down, there's no need to frown. Emily says that she's got sinuses, she's not feeling well, might even be a little loopy. So it's time for Christy to get in the kitchen and fix some potato cheese soupy. Come along with us and let's show you a quick and comfortable recipe for the winter time.
To make this quick and easy cheesy potato soup recipe, you're going to need about 8 cups of potatoes. I have a mixture of russet, red, and Yukon Gold that I have peeled the russet and washed and chopped the rest. And then I've got 1 small onion diced fine, 2 stalks of celery diced fine, and just a small handful of shredded carrot for color. I've got 2 boxes of organic chicken broth. They're 32-ounce boxes. I've got about a half a cup of chopped pork belly. You can also use bacon. I'm just using it for the flavor for our fat. And then I've also got about 1 cup of processed or cheesy Velveeta cubed up, half a cup of shredded triple cheddar, salt and pepper to taste. We won't need a lot of salt because there is salt in that cheese. And we're going to finish it off with a bit of heavy cream. I am putting this together in my Pampered Chef quick cooker. You can use your Instant Pot, or you certainly could do this on the stove very easily. I've got it set to the sear setting, and I'm going to let the pot warm up and throw in my pork belly. Of course, you can use bacon. I'm not actually going to put the pork belly in the soup out of bacon, so that's what I'm using, but the bacon could certainly stay in the soup. And we're going to let that saute for just a few minutes to render out that fat. Once the bacon or pork belly, as we have here, is crispy and the fat has been rendered out, you're going to actually remove it. If you are using bacon, you can definitely use that as a garnish on top of your soup when you're finished. I just kind of wanted to get the flavor and the fat renderings out of the pork belly so that we can add some flavor to this soup. Next, we're going to add our veggies, our onions, carrots, and celery into the pot. And going to add, I probably added a good teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of Himalayan sea salt. And we're going to grind some pepper into the mix as well. I probably also added about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. We like pepper, so you add what you like for your family. And then go ahead and stir that around, and you're going to cook it until the veggies are starting to be translucent. If you're using an Instant Pot, pressure cooker, quick cooker as I am, you probably don't even need to do this step. I just like to. So as you can see here, they are nice and almost cooked through, not quite. We're going to add in our potatoes. And once again, you use whatever kind of potatoes you like and you chop them however your family likes them. If you like them smaller, by all means make them smaller. Mix those in, and of course add in your 2 boxes of chicken broth, 32 ounces each. Then we're going to put our lid on in the sealing position, and we're going to do a custom time of 7 minutes and let that tater soup cook. Once your soup has come to pressure and the timer has gone off, this is what it looks like. We're going to go ahead and remove about half of the potatoes so that we do have some of those chunky potatoes. Now, if you don't want to leave some of the chunky potatoes, keep them in. But the next step after we have removed the tomatoes for us is going to be mashing the remaining potatoes that are in there to kind of thicken the soup up just a little bit and to let those potato starches work in that broth. And then we're going to go ahead and add in, of course, our cheese. For the Velveeta or the melty cheese, the chunks are just fine. Those will melt fairly quickly. And then I'm using a triple cheddar. You can use, again, any kind of cheese you want. A Gouda would be very good in this. And just mix that around until that cheese is nice and melty. And then the final step, of course, is some heavy cream to kind of just enrichen the flavor of all of that yummy stuff going on in that pot. And of course, it does lighten the soup as well. Now, if you want your soup thicker, you can make a cornstarch slurry with a little bit of cornstarch and a little bit of milk, and it will thicken it up just a bit for you. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to add our potatoes right back into that pot, stir it around, and guess what, folks? It's finished just like that. I feel like fall is finally upon us. It's starting to get a little cooler.
It's almost wintertime.
I know. It's really been a strange fall.
It has.
But Emily and baby boy have a little bit of a sinus infection going on. And it's what we had, actually. Not sure if we passed it to them or if it's just going around. We try to stay away from people for about 10 days. So anyway, they're not feeling good. And Emily loves most of Mom's homemade soups. Potato soup is a definite favorite. Was a favorite of my mother, you know, when my mom would make it. Make it a little differently than her these days, but the taste is very close. Anyway, we're going to do a little taste test here. And
Sure.
I've got to go to work and shoot a cabin with Christmas decorations in a little bit here. Maybe we'll show you that at the end.
Get that momo down. You can have soup.
He thinks he can.
Very, very good. I like the flavor. It's just a hearty, simple soup. And it's what you want when you don't feel good.
Emily likes her soups soupy.
Yes.
So that's why it's not a much thicker soup. Sometimes at home we would thicken it up with a little bit of cornstarch slurry, but we're making it more soupy for the sick. So this is a simplistic potato soup. I used the different potatoes because I had some of the different little potatoes that we need to use up, so that's what's in it. And very much tastes a lot like my mother's, actually. So I'm happy. Tastes like Mom's to me.
Rustic is the word I would use for that.
Well, yeah, because I use larger chunks of potatoes.
Yeah. And that's what I really
with the
like
skins
about
on.
it.
And you could take the skins off if you'd like, if you prefer that.
Yeah.
It's your soup. I'm showing you the basics.
That's right. That's right.
So we got a little bread with butter with our soup, and I'm gonna head off to work, and I will actually maybe show you some bonus footage of this beautiful. I'm not shooting the whole thing. They just want Christmas decorations pictured, but this is one of our previous clients that called us back. But anyway, if you liked this video, give us a
big thumbs
up.
Yes.
And subscribe to Smoky Mountain Faith Food and Fun, because we're getting close to 10,000 every day. And what else they need to do? They need to what? Ring-a-dingy?
Ring-a-dingy. Make sure you get the notification bell so that you know every time we've got new content posted. And for now,
I'm Christy.
He's
Brooks.
You did that. I love it.
I did that. Go make you some tater soup, and I'll show you a little bit of this Christmas cabin. I'm not going to call it a cabin, and you'll see why. It's really more of a mansion. But anyway, we will see you in just a moment with just a little bit of bonus footage from Manna Mountain Lodge.
God bless you guys. I will see you next time.